So interesting question is what would I do if I actually got the rights, the full rights of Goosebumps from Scholastic? Hmm, good question. Of course, first thing would be I'm not worthy. Yeah, I'm not worthy. I mean, I am somewhat of a Goosebumps fan, but I'm technically not worthy. But I will say one thing is that if I did have it, I would be true to the fans. I'll give the fans what they want and more so. Buttloads, buku, buku, buku. Of course, lots of people, if you actually watch the videos that I have, you will know that when it comes to Goosebumps, I'm like, yeah, we should definitely have some merchandising. That's number one, is get lots and lots of merchandising out there. Mezco, because, well, Mezco has done a doll version of it, doll version of Freddy Krueger, also Michael Myers. It's like, well, if they're doing that, why don't we allow them to have a Goosebumps line as well? It makes perfect sense. And you can have like at least three different slappies, maybe even four. It's like it will print itself. It will print its damn self. Anyways, we also have Hot Wheels. That was the latest one I thought about. I was thinking about building what would be cool, and I actually do like I like Mega Blocks better than I do when it comes to Connects. But it depends on what happens. At least Connects, if they do it, when it comes to blind bags, they actually will go the distance. They actually will have the bigger ones, and plus they'll make sets too for them. So that would be pretty cool. Just some good old sets that actually just have model and you can play with them. And also just a model set. Like for instance, maybe they'll do one set with the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. That would have been cool. Just have the cover. It's like that works perfectly fine. Just having that cover, or maybe even have a tower for the executioner. Lots of stuff there. Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels will have some cool customs on their decals on their cars. I think lots of people will enjoy that, right? Of course, the usual things of what happened back in the day, which is like, yeah, Putty, that's Goosebumps brand. You also will have some toys too. I think we'll actually will force IDW since, hey, long time ago you did kind of release a toy. Of course, I know you were dealing with Hasbro, but you did release a toy with a freaking comic. We're gonna make you do that too. It's like we're gonna make you do that too. Slappy gets to come up with a comic, and I don't know, maybe force IDW to make more comics, even if it's one-offs. Or heck, they make comics for the toys, and it's like it has to be in sequence. It will be pretty cool, right? To have a haunted mask toy too, that would be cool. Hey, stop motion people will actually have a ball with this. Being like, hey, I want to do a Goosebumps video. Oh, look. I mean, a Goosebumps stop action. It's like, oh, look, we have the haunted mask character. They made it into an action figure. Hey, let's do it. Let's run with it. It's like, nice, nice. What else to do? Should I actually get a new TV show? Yes, but I actually decided to do two things. One is, since you did the comic book again, I mean, why not actually have some fun time where we're like, let's make a TV show as well. Let's make a cartoon show as well, just because. It's like, hey, you thought it was a good idea to make it into a comic book, so hey, why not run with it completely? And of course, yes, let's do a revamp of the freaking TV show. And this time we'll go buy the actual book, unless, the book kind of was what the frick. Yeah, like for instance, yeah, what's a good one that's like totally what the frick that they fixed? I know they fixed some. I know they fixed some of the books. Like for instance, I guess they kind of did the best that they could with Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, considering the original one, they actually killed the guy. The guy was dragged into the woods where they never saw him again. Versus in the TV show, they decided to be like, oh well, the ghost that he killed, which was the piano teacher, she came and she is torturing his ass now because, well, instead of having kids playing the piano, then it cuts their hands off and we have no idea what happens to the bodies. Instead, torturing the kids and making them do piano lessons. Now it's more the fact of he's forced to do piano lessons. And it's like, well, that makes sense. Until he dies, of course. But we're not going to look into that part. But yeah, to have a revamp and also do the cool thing of where every single book, like for instance, let's just say it takes place most likely before the first movie ever happens, and we start with it's time for another episode of Goosebumps, and then one of the books just falls to the floor, it opens and flips the pages, and we go inside the book, and that's how the episode starts. I mean, awesome, right? And the cool part will be the fact of if we make it that way, then that means that any episode, it's like you don't know which episode it is. Of course, well, Netflix is going to be a bastard and say, "Oh, this is Night of the Living Dummy. This is Monster Blood stuff." But if you actually have it like on marathon on rotation, then you wouldn't freaking know which episode it is, and that's going to be something very very cool. Anyways, yeah, I think it'll be cool to actually have a new series. It would be cool and actually focus on episodes that they haven't done. It's like, yeah, if Haunted Mask has been done, so we're not gonna do Haunted Mask. That most likely will happen like in season 7 or 8. But yeah, we're just gonna focus on ones that haven't been done because of whatever. Like for instance, hey, let's do Goosebumps number one Aussie fans' favorite episode, favorite book, Camp Jelly Jam. It's like that wasn't adapted to a book, so we're gonna use that one. Yeah, we're gonna do that one. That's gonna be cool. What's next? So that's two things so far. Let's see. Number three is yeah, we maybe should break up with Sony. We maybe should break up with Sony, and also what he said too is the fact of we need to actually make them do equal shares that they both are seen equal because it's kind of funny. Like listening to him is like, yeah, Harry Potter is way over Goosebumps for some reason instead of like, oh, they're my favorite child. You I have to care for you, but we don't. We like him. We like him. It's like what the frick, man. Treat your children equally. And sadly, Sony does the same thing. We like Venom slash Spider Man more. As for Goosebumps, oh, they're our new kid. I mean, they're just our new kid. It's like yeah, they need Goosebumps is really being treated very very badly. So maybe we should start taking it away and give it what it deserves. Let's see anything else. So that's three, two more that's needed. Number three, number four, what to do with Goosebumps. Let's see. Should I really actually get rid of the covers and make the brand new covers? How about we do something even worse? It's like, let's do something even worse. Very simple. What's going to happen is that, like right now, it's September 14th, no more new shipments of Goosebumps books, or at least the ones that are reprinted. And then we get Tim Jacobus to come back. Hey, Tim, what's up, man? We're going to make you, Mr. Jacobus, do the 62 artworks again, but you're going to have to make them look even scarier, even crazier. Make them look like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, so he's going to have to redo all 62 of the artworks of those, and of course, well, Goosebumps 2000 as well, and he's going to make them really actually even oh my gosh, it's like as soon as you look, you're like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's like, yeah, I know Goosebumps already did that before, but now it's like, what the fuck is this cover? Oh my gosh, this is gonna haunt my nightmares forever. That's what I want. That's what I want. And yes, I know, but times are changing. And sadly, the cover art, even though for me it's like dark and ghosts haunting like so many of them haunt me. We gotta turn up the freaking damn scarometer, man. We gotta do it, and what we're gonna do is just make them even scarier, man. Make those covers freak people the hell out. And for the Goosebumps fans out there, it's like, yeah, it's just gonna be an October special, So it's like that's just gonna be like one limited edition that's going on here. Also, side note 4.5. We go to R.L. Stein, and any book that he actually canceled, we're gonna make him actually write those books too. Just because I would like you to actually we're reviving Goosebumps Gold. And Goosebumps Gold will actually be used to spark the third movie. That's gonna be cool. Yes, the craziest monsters that you've never actually seen, and they're all in Goosebumps Gold, but we haven't read them because they were too messed up and too dangerous that he couldn't actually even release those books into the world because if he did, they gain more power that way or something like that. It's like, yeah, we're gonna sell it. We're gonna freaking now sell Goosebumps Gold like that to make it even much more crazier. And number five is we're going to have more Goosebumps games. It's like, yeah, it's like Goosebumps video games should be out. Goosebumps Horrorland, what the frick, man? The carnival crap, that sucked. The Horrorland Escape one, pretty cool. I think we should actually redo the one of those. Um, the Masked Mutant one, that one was like, what the heck? And it's kind of weird that we never had one for Game Boy Color. We never had one for Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo. It's like, it's amazing. And of course, yes, I know Goosebumps actually wasn't around with Super Nintendo. Maybe for the N64, maybe even for a PlayStation. We just need to actually have like a few more Goosebumps videos. I mean, video games that actually would be worth the freaking while. Like for instance, the Goosebumps game, the last one that we got, that was for the 3DS and a few other things. That one was amazing because that actually cued you into the book. I mean, cued you into the movie. So it's like technically a prequel that you technically should have been watching at. And it kind of actually makes the idea of, oh, the reason why we didn't see Mr. Wood in the movie is because he was released already. He's actually been abandoned in some other freaking city. It's like, yeah, that's why we didn't see him in the movie, is because he was already freaking damn released. So it would have been cool to actually continue on with a story being like, oh, well, Mr. Wood and, well, Slappy decided to hide some of the books because it's like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure I'm able to plan my escape. And since, let's see, in the movie was Night of the Living Dummy, Revenge of the Living Dummy, I don't think there was a 2, 3, whatever. It's like, yeah, so many Goosebumps Slappy books. It's like, well, of course he might have hid some away. So that means that Mr. Wood, even though this time around, instead of being like, her, Slappy, you bastard, it's like, no, instead it's more like, or you could just make him the messed up mastermind. And, well, he does have a Slappy book, but he's not opening it because frick him. It's like, yes, it would be cool to actually have a sequel to that 3D book. It would be cool to actually continue on with more of the jump scare video games. That would be kind of cool. Also, it would be cool to continue on with Goosebumps Horror Town. I mean, chances are you are, so that's good. But that's basically the whole thing. That's the five things I would do if I actually own it. But again, I'm not worthy. There's someone else who's most likely better suited for the job. But if I did have it, those are ways it'll go. Now, stay tuned. I'm most likely to talk about what happens with Animorphs. Now, that one I would be worthy of.